يا من توارى خوفا من الأنظار
A program for you, a course for you from Nisana Tirdwala.
ويكشف المستور صحب حيارى من أمهم يحتار يمضي كيبا في ظلمة الديجور يا من توارى.
Speech workouts brought to you by Magnum Pure Petroleum Jelly, a cream for skin care, lips care, and foot care in all seasons.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Nisa Nadiadwala with you in the next episode. In this episode, we will be discussing about speech workouts, but the topic is common flaws and errors, bad habits in speaking. What are they and how to fix them? Well, when we grew up in the school, as I said in the first and second episodes, our teachers and our school did not allow us to speak. Means professional speaking or classroom speaking. What discussion we had, what conversations we had was only with our friends in the recess or in the playground or at family and with cousins and parties and gatherings. These are the places where we discuss and we converse with our friends and fellow human beings. Now what happens during this, that there is nobody to supervise us. If we make a mistake in pronunciation or we developed a silent habit, errors and flaws in our conversations, in our speeches, it remains our lifelong habit. Then it is reflected when we do our professional presentations or when we discuss with our spouses anything. This bad habit always comes up, it pops up, and subconsciously it is there, but consciously we are not aware. But our beloved ones, our customers, our relatives and other people around us, they notice it. It pinches them. But out of courtesy, many of them, they don't tell us because they think we might feel bad or we may be dear to them. But certain times in professional life, your co-workers, your seniors and your customers, they may be put off because of these bad habits. You have to locate and you have to search and discover certain bad habits which you have developed in your day-to-day life. And these bad habits come when we see a lot of movies or particular actors who use a lot of slang languages, harsh languages, rude languages. Their speaking habit reflects arrogance, vulgarity, violence, aggressiveness. These are the things that we are picking up from the media, from our so-called heroes. They may be villain, but he is presented in a very nice way that people love to imitate that particular negative actor. Similarly, there are certain actors, heroes, they play a negative role, a role of a mafia. We see aggressiveness in the sportsman. So there are these dialogues, these conversations, this body language people adopt in themselves, especially in school age. So now this becomes a part of our habit and it puts off people. Now let me discuss with you a few of them. The first is the fumble. The fumble in the speech, which is a habit not borrowed, but because of lack of controlling the thoughts and tongue and synchronizing them. For example, you must have heard somebody speaking on the phone. I want to tell you, my name is Nisar Nadiadwala. I am here for You must have noticed this, and if you record your own voice, you will realize that you too could be a victim of this habit, which is a very bad habit. You must have noticed it. Some people in speeches, some people on telephone, most of the time you hear this on telephone, where the person is not smoothly speaking, he has this fumble of no matter how good your content is. But if you insert this in every second sentence, the people lose their attention towards you, no matter how big personality you are or no matter how important topic you are discussing with your spouse or with your audience or even with your children or your students in the class. How to break it out and why this comes. You see, as I said in the previous episodes, our mind is a compilation or a go down or warehouse of vocabulary. We have lots of words, but because we are not using it, so when we are talking to someone, at that time our mind is searching for the words. So what happens? What does the tongue do? You are already talking, so the tongue says while the mind is searching for the right word. How to get rid of this? As I said, work on your synonyms as much as you can. The more you do, the more you need to work on your synonyms. It's not that habit has been given by Allah Almighty, but you have developed it because of not synchronizing your mind along with your tongue. Many a times it could happen that you speak so fast that your mind is slow in pace as compared to your tongue. So it takes time to give you the words. So again you say you start fumbling. So this is one type of fumble. The other fumble is when you speak fast, or when you speak you misspell a word. My name is Nisar Nadiadwala and I am here to tackle. I'm sorry, I'm here to tackle. I'm sorry, I here to tackle your speech. You saw? Tackle, tackle. This is fumble. This is natural. But if it becomes a habit and it comes in every second sentence, then it is a concern for you. What should you do? Slow down your speech. Instead of going very fast, slow down your speech and the pace, and then begin the sentence properly, draft it. In the beginning you might find it very hard to adapt. Totally in contrast, a slow speech as compared to your natural way of speaking very fast. So once you slow down, your mind will get time to give you the words and draft sentences. Gradually you can increase your speed, and then you can speak with clarity along with your pace. So this is fumble. So fumble needs to be fixed up. Occasional fumbles are okay with people, but a regular and a punctual fumble draws away the attention of the audience, especially if you are giving a talk of 2 minutes, 3 minutes, or you are presenting your service or product and you take a long time. For example, sometimes you have to explain about your products for 2 minutes, 3 minutes. In that 2-3 minutes you say and fumble every second sentence, then you are a bad communicator according to the customer, no matter how good your product is and how useful your service is. He may not buy your service or your product, and at the back your boss may not happy with your performance, and you might be thinking that though you are very honest, though you are very hardworking, efficient, yet your boss and your customer were biased against you. Well, it was your fault. You have developed certain habits, but you need not work upon it. Now you work upon it. Spot out fumbles. How? Record your 1-2 minute speech and see to it. Or have your close friends or your spouse, ask them to listen to your 2-minute speech on yourself or your product, and ask them if you have fumbles and wrong habits in your presentations. Ask them to note down, request them, offer them a cup of tea. Don't bore them with an autobiography of yours by giving a 1-hour talk about yourself. Don't do that. Give them a 3-minute talk maximum about yourself, your service, your profession, or your product, or any passion of yours, your interest, and request them to find out if there are any flaws. Or many a times it can happen that when you are talking on a familiar subject, like if a Muslim is speaking about Islam, he may not fumble, but the moment he starts about speaking on his subject, like his profession or his product or his service, at that time he might be little reluctant, and since he is not familiar speaking regularly on it, he can have fumbles. So better you ask your spouse or your friend to ask you a question. For example, your view on the current education system. So if they gives you a question, start answering in 2 minutes in detail, and then ask them, how many fumbles did I make? Did you note them? So gradually you will trim down your fumbles slowly and gradually, and then you will notice that your speech with the same grammar, same accent, same vocabulary, but a few more only, it becomes a beautiful and a rich presentation, whether it is a product or whether it is a service or an argument or a suggestion presented before people. That's all in this episode. With more inputs, more bad habits, we'll be discussing in the next episode. Right now I'll wait for you on speechworkouts@gmail.com for your feedbacks, your questions, any problem you have in your speech. Feel free to send me, and in the coming episodes I will record an answer to you. That's all. Nisar Nadiadwala on the behalf of Speech Workouts. Jazakallahu khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.